So, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm C.
I'm P. I'm
And
about to
today-
beat the crap out of C.
And today, we are going to react to a video.
Stupid ass. I can't. Get out.
This video is called Panel of Women Discuss Politics, Feminism, and Sexual Assault. You know, over here in this channel, we love women talking about all this stuff.
Oh.
Because
Your
they say
head hurt me.
some dumb shit about politics, feminism, and sexual assault. So we're here to judge them. What was that noise?
I don't know.
We're here to judge how let's say how authentic their views are, and if they're lying or not. And they tell
We
the
will
truth.
be the judge,
Because
the jury, and the executioner.
Obviously, we know all, so we're the judges.
Get out. Just go. As always, let us know what you think about this video in the comments below. Like, subscribe, ring that bell so you can be notified for upcoming videos. Your
That's
big
good.
forehead hurt my arm. And you're glistening.
I'm listening.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Let's begin.
No. Don't ever do it again.
Wait.
This week, CBS This Morning is partnering with digital media company Refinery29 for the series My Vote, looking at the impact of millennial women on the upcoming midterm elections. Alex Wagner spoke with a group of 6 millennial women voters from Pennsylvania at Frankfurt Hall in Philadelphia.
Before we continue, you forgot something.
What? I did the thing.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
The comment below.
Yeah, my bad. My mind is clear right now.
You
Let's
don't pay
continue.
attention to
Let's
me.
continue.
You witnessed this.
Witness me. What was that movie? The movie about they're in the desert and there's no food and there's just like cars and shit. Mad Max.
Oh yeah.
Shh. Witness me. Okay, that's beyond the point. Let's continue with this.
Sorry for the rant.
Panel included 3 Republicans as well as 3 Democrats. They all plan to vote in November's midterm elections. And in an exclusive clip for CBSN, they spoke about a variety of issues, including
This is Spanish too, you know. You gotta make it a little.
I don't know what she is, but I had one black girl in there. I want to be surprised if one of them was gay. I want to be surprised. What?
I bet it's that one or that one.
Probably that one in the middle, bottom, middle, probably the gay
We're
one.
horrible people. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No offense, whoever you are. You just have a haircut, the lesbian haircut.
Or offense.
Okay, let's
feminism and sexual misconduct.
We're all women here. Who among us considers herself a feminist? Raise your hand. Halfway up. Why are you a feminist? What does that mean?
To me, it means that I fight for the equality of women when it comes to equal pay, equal rights, and especially respect.
When I think of a feminist, I definitely don't picture myself. I don't feel like I need to go fight for rights that I already have. There's not a war on women right now.
I'm gonna like this girl. I can never tell. She's already spitting some facts.
Yeah, I think feminism is cancer. What right does a woman not have in America today? When you look at the gender wage gap, is complete myth.
You
Like
think the
Dr.
wage gap is a myth?
Oh, it's absolute myth. When you look at statistically broken down, there is no wage gap. The problem is women typically go into fields that are lower earning than men.
Lauren, are you a feminist?
No. When I hear the word feminist, from what I see in the media, I kind of look at it as a victim kind of mentality. I am all about women's rights, women's equality, and more so equality of opportunity. I do believe there is a gap in wages. I've seen it.
Jessica, when we talk about politics,
See, I like that she's a Democrat. She voted for Hillary, but she don't have to conform to all the beliefs of the left. Even though she's a Democrat, she has her own mind. It's like she's not automatically believe whatever Democrats believe, so she believes.
We don't believe all women.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of trap that like Democrats fall in. It's like, because I'm a Democrat, I gotta believe everything the Democrats say and not question them at all.
And I like what the other girl said. She was pretty much like, basically saying what we say all the time, that
yeah, it's been
people.
said
It's
already.
all about how you break it down.
There are different, we've said this already.
Politicians who have been accused of sexual misconduct.
Watch your other
Does that matter when you are making your vote?
I think it's a good indicator of their morals and of their values, and so it does matter to me because you can only know so many victims of sexual assault before you have to care. I think it points to a bigger ethical issue, bigger moral issue, because if you can look at someone and view them as less than you and devalue them, then you're going to treat everybody that way.
I think it's an indicator.
If they're true.
Right, it's an allegation. That's not a conviction. They're innocent until proven guilty.
There's a lot of women that say that they were assaulted that weren't actually assaulted, and it takes away from the women who were assaulted.
That's what I always say.
We have men literally having to go to court with pulling out text messages from women who claim that they were raped when they really just regretted having sex with that man. That is just so repulsive that women are lying about being raped. Regret is not rape.
The other girl said something about you can only know so much rape victims till you care, right? She's assuming that if you don't know any rape victims, that means you don't care about women who've been raped. This is that makes no sense.
Yeah, no. It's not about that. It's not about knowing the victim, or even I wouldn't even say sympathizing with the victim. It's about getting the facts, in my opinion. Like there has to be a way to be able to provide the facts that are needed to prove the statement is true based off of what the rape victim is saying and based off of the person that's being accused.
I was saying she's just assuming that if you don't know the way she said it, like if you don't know any rape victims, like you don't care until you know rape victims. Like that makes no sense.
No, that makes no sense.
Continue.
These are tough conversations to have. And it feels like there's a real steep divide in this country between the left and the right. How many of you have friends who are from opposite parties? You're still friends with them,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about those conversations that you have with them.
Some of them are really enlightening because it helps push me, like I'm an experienced debater, so I can see both sides, but to really, really draw me in has been helpful to help me wrap my mind around what is the argument that's missing from this, to bring people together on that common, okay, we all agree on this one minimal feature, so let's start there and build very, very slowly from that. So I love those conversations, even if they make my blood pressure, go really high for a while, it comes back down.
You're laughing, Colette.
Well, because it's so polarized right now. I hear my husband angry typing, in the next room.
Hate typing.
Exactly. I mean, people are getting very, very worked up.
All right, yeah.
I think because it's a issue that's very important. The issue is important, and you really care about it. People are gonna get worked up about it. But it's what's a point where you go overboard, where you're calling everybody names, and it's like that's not very productive. It's okay to get worked up about it, but stay within the conversation. Stay within, what you're talking about. There's no need to call somebody's names or call you, say that you hate women just because you say we need proof that they've been raped. You know what I mean?
Also, it's okay for other people to have other opinions. Like, we've said this before in the past, and I'm glad they brought it up in this segment as well, that even though I have different beliefs than you, we could still be friends, we could still be family, we could still be roommates. There shouldn't be that such a strong divide, that strong passion. Like, it's good to have passion in certain things that you believe in, by all means, but it's really how you act on that passion that you have to be careful about, because you want to believe in something and have this passion about something so much so that everybody else has to agree with you. But if it was reversed, how would you feel? You know what I mean? I feel a lot of people don't think like that. Like the other girl said that she likes talking to people that have different opinions because it makes her think like that. And I'm the same way. I like talking with people that have different opinions than me, even if it makes me get all heated, because of the fact that it makes me stop and think about it in another way that I wasn't thinking about it.
And sometimes you learn you are wrong, and then you're like, huh, that's interesting. And you change your mind. It doesn't happen. I doubt it happens often, but you have to do that because if you're wrong about something, you wanna know the truth. You know what I mean?
Or it just helps you have some clarity on the subject.
Exactly. Continue.
Cohen is the executive editor at Refinery 29 and joins us here. What a fascinating discussion and a really good group of women. So let's maybe start off where the conversation ended about the polarization in this country. What do those women feel what's responsible for that? You know, where's the root cause?
I think polarization is a really interesting topic. It's something that a lot of young women talk about. I think social media has led to a lot of the feelings that you cannot say in public what it is you are thinking. I think speaking on social media it's different than speaking one-on-one with individuals. As we see on that panel, there are a group of women with diverse views all in a room talking about issues that and they all have different views.
They're reasonable.
Yes.
And kind with each other.
And kind with each other. And at various points in the panel, one will disagree with one, but then agree with the other. And no two people are always vehemently agreeing with the other one.
Right.
So I think that polarization, we talk about it left versus right, but when you break it down by issue, there are a lot of nuances and complicating factors there, and that if people could just speak one-on-one or in person and take it off social media, she talks about angry typing.
Yes.
I think that there would be a difference in feeling about how people engage with one another.
Yeah, that is a brilliant.
A lot of people aren't able to have that composure of when we're talking face to face like we are now, versus talking behind a computer screen. I'm more inclined to get nasty behind a computer screen than I would be face to face, and that's any person, because of the fact that when you're face to face, you don't know what's going to happen,
it's more personal. It's like
what the reaction's going to be. Yeah, exactly. So you tend to have that somewhat politeness, like they would
civil.
talk. Exactly. Right. So you're able to have better discussions because of the fact that you're being civil and you're able to understand each other better, versus angry typing behind the computer screen and writing angry tweets or angry comments. You know what I mean?
The only thing I would say is that yes, we gotta have one-on-one conversations, but I think on the internet give us a way for our views to reach further, faster. For example, like Jordan Peterson, without having the internet, most of us wouldn't know about that amazing mind that exists. And and he's helped so many people. Without the internet, he wouldn't be able to help as many people as he's helping.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a yin and yang thing where the internet help us reach more people, but we gotta understand that when you're behind the screen and you're typing, or the other people that can see is like a username that you create for yourself. It's not personal.
Yeah.
So there's less risk to doing something wrong. So let's say like you're one-on-one about a guy arguing about something.
Yeah.
And then you say something that they don't like. There's a possibility of like a physical altercation, right? So because of that, you try to keep yourself more civil so you don't get to that point.
Yeah.
But when you're doing it online, there's no threat of that. So you basically say whatever you want. And because there's no threat, you actually go further and say worse than you should have, because there's no repercussions if you.
That's why I like people that do like we do with the YouTube channel, and we sit here and we discuss what we think and stuff like that, and then eventually, hopefully, some people have already. We haven't yet. Do live commentary and are able to talk to people about these topics, and that way you could reach more people and still have that civilness of being face to face.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Continue.
Brilliant observation that the conversation online is not the same as it is face to face, but you might read stuff online and think, you know what, that topic is definitely off the table at a dinner party or whatever.
Yes, exactly. And also on social media, you see everything that people are posting. You have a window into everybody's views in a way that you didn't in the past.
They started off talking about feminism.
Yes.
What I thought was really interesting was that they almost all had different definitions of what feminism is, and it was sort of surprising to me because I think of the history of feminism, the late 60s into the 70s, and it had a clear definition and a clear purpose, but these women don't seem to sort of be aware of that.
We were really surprised at Refinery 29 at how few millennial women actually identified as feminists. It was something like 46%. And given how popular it is in popular culture, Hollywood actresses, brands putting it on t-shirts, it was surprising to us. And what we found, we followed up with women who were polled, and what we found was it's not that women disagree with the values of feminism. They all agree that they believe in equal rights. But the word feminism is a little polarizing. A lot of them felt that it's become very left-wing, that it's associated with a certain kind of left-wing politics that doesn't necessarily align with other aspects of their identities.
Right. Oh, that's very fascinating. So the core of what feminism is all about, which is sort of equality, is fine, but all the other trappings, you know, they don't necessarily want. You know, you can't just slap a sticker on someone and say you agree with everything under this label.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So do you think...
Exactly, because feminism have changed so much since it was first, you know, first inception, you know what I mean? Because in the past, women basically had no rights.
Yeah.
Feminism back then meant like equal rights and opportunity for women. But nowadays, women have all the rights that men have. You can argue about the little things, but overall, we all have the same rights. But now, because of that, feminism has taken a more, like a different. They're going a different way. They kind of change it in a way to support their left-leaning ideas that most I want to say most, like, a lot of women don't agree with. So they kind of hesitate to say I'm a feminist because it comes with so much baggage. You know what I mean?
A lot of people say I'm not a modern feminist. That's mostly like the sentence they use because majority of women are feminists.
I think all people, most people are feminists.
Based off of the core value of feminism, like she said. But nowadays, when women are asked, are you a feminist? Majority of them hesitate because of the fact that when you're asked, are you a feminist now, is it like modern feminism where you're talking about, society's version of feminism, or the original core values of feminism? So because the feminists will say, oh no, this means equality for women and men, but that's not what it has become. Modern feminism is not about equality for men and women. That's why I think it's like equality and improving women in society, in the workforce. Feminism isn't just about equal rights. It's about improving women in general in life. It's about us becoming a better versions of ourselves as society grows and changes. That's pretty much what it is. I feel like every time somebody says feminism, they immediately go to equal rights or equal pay. Like, it's not just that, guys. You have to realize feminism is a big thing. It's about us women being making our stamp in society. I think they go there because the definition of it just says equality for men and women. You know what I mean? I think that's why they go straight to that. But let's question you. Someone's done.
I think if you talk to, people women who are a little bit older or a little bit younger, you would get different answers than what you see here?
I think you would. Younger women do identify as feminists more so than older women. So in some ways, that's a success story for feminism, that younger women do see themselves that way. But I think even when you're looking at Me Too, for example, you'll end up with older women who have different views than younger women on how much that's going to impact them at the polls.
Yeah. The reason we're having this conversation is because millennials, not just the women, but millennials are going to be the largest voting bloc, and they're going to be able to shape these midterm elections if they get out and vote. And these women are interested in voting.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you about their interest in politics and whether or not the current climate, if they talked about the fact that the current climate may or may not have had an influence on their desire to take part in midterm elections, because, you know, a lot of people sort of sleep through the midterm elections.
I think it was great in this panel that the women are all going to be voters. The poll did find that while 70% of young women are either dissatisfied or angry with the Trump administration, only 30%.
Yeah, I think they've done. So basically, so yeah, it's interesting that like America is gonna be the one of the biggest, you know, voting, you know, in the future, and I think a lot of them will choose to choose to vote just to get Trump out of office. Do you feel that, like in the last election, before last election, there are a lot of them choose to vote to get Trump out of office.
Yeah, that was the main reason. A lot of that, the main sentence I heard a lot just in my general town, regardless of hearing it also on social media and news outlets, was they both suck, but I really want Trump out of office, so I'm gonna vote for Biden. That was the sentence I heard. They both suck,
I heard that a lot.
but I really want Trump out of office, so I'm gonna vote this way.
Yeah, man, it's an interesting talk. We have I didn't know this one had like the people talking about it, but we have actual conversations from the actual women, so we're gonna do some more videos of that conversation. But yeah, guys, like,
comment,
subscribe.
bye.
See you next time.